Alright, what's going on, guys? Apologize for not putting up a video in February. Just had a lot of stuff going on here. And I was really waiting for one thing in particular to happen, and it finally did. Another reason that I waited so long is because when I actually have to upload this video, it will be my birthday. So I figured that was, you know, why not upload it on my birthday instead of one day before. So I guess let's start with the most boring things, something you probably don't care about too much. I know in the last video I told you that the previous owner, the lights in this, the recessed lighting in here, was just floodlights that they put in. I don't know why. So I did go through and change all those lights out with LED lights and even these two lights. So that definitely makes a huge difference just in my day-to-day stuff. It's a lot brighter in here. And I actually am getting one more of these LED light strips to put actually right over top where the camera is. So the light situation is solved between all the LED lights that I put in and the light boxes that you guys can't see right now that are blinding me. So that's that. I won't have to worry about lighting in here anymore, and you'll actually be able to see what I'm seeing. The next thing that took a shit ton of time. Again, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you already know about majority of the things that have already happened. So if you really want like real-time updates on what's going on, follow me on Instagram or like me on Facebook, and I'll put the links in the description below, because you get everybody that already is, following me or likes me on my Facebook already knows about all this shit. You just get to actually see it on video now. I got Reptiscan, and I knew going into it that it was going to take a really, really long time to enter in all the information and everything, but it was going to save me time, my day-to-day stuff. And I finally have all the records, at least all the snakes are input in the system, all the QR codes are on the tubs, and all their feeding and weight records are in the system. The only thing I really have to go back and do is do the breeding info for the past couple years, which is only this year and the past 2 years, so it's not a ton. But it did. If I had to guess, it probably took me 30 hours to put in all the information, and that's for right now. There's 34 animals in here, 33 snakes plus the Savannah monitor, and some of them dated back to 2012. So if that's something you're thinking about getting, and you have a lot of animals, or your information dates back 5 years, 10 years, it's going to take you a long time to get all of it put in. If you don't care about getting all your old info put in and you just want to move forward, inputting all your animals does take a little bit of time, but not nearly as much as going back and putting in all the other info. I haven't been using it for too long. I literally just finished inputting everything the day before I filmed this. So far so good. The only complaint that I have is that you kind of got to play around with the scan mechanism. This is the card. This is one of them. I just put them in. They're the ID badge holders. You can get those from anywhere. I just ordered them off Amazon, and I got the ones with the clips too. These are just for the males. As you can see, there's another one that stays on his tub. Some people do it that way, some people don't. Some people just use this for the males. I wanted them on the tubs as well because I'll forget where they go. But as you can see, at least on this rack, all the ones that have a badge or a card on them have snakes in them. Like this one, there's nothing in there. And those two up there, there's nothing in there. And the ones where the cameras, you can't see it. The rack's all right there. The carpet python, the Savannah monitor, the green tree, they're all done, set up. So hopefully that will definitely save me some time day to day, and the breeding, info will be a lot better and easier to go back and check, anything. Obviously with the ID cards, it takes time to take them out, write it down, all that stuff. If you ever have to go back a full year and look something up, it does, take time to look through all those cards and figure out where the hell the info is. So far so good. If you're thinking about it, just keep in mind it's going to take you a long time to get everything set up, but once you do, it will definitely save you some time. Okay, so the other big thing that was extremely unexpected but took up a shit ton of my time, literally an entire weekend, was I got some new racks. Alright, so these are the new racks. Again, this was very, very unexpected. I was literally sitting at work and saw the posts go up for these. And if you, I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this will know Paul from Bevel Barn he downsized his collection significantly. He's doing something with his son. So I guess one of the guys that work for him posted that they're getting rid of a lot of their racks. And originally I was only going to get these. This is the old, I believe they're the old Bellafowl sweater box, not sweater box, these are the sweater box. The old Bellafowl shoebox racks, and I originally told him, hey, I want 3 of those. So this is 3 different racks. These are 30 tubs per rack, so this is 90 shoebox tubs for this. And for those of you who know, the next thing that I was going to have to do was build a hatchling rack, because with the amount of clutches that I could produce, what I had available wasn't going to work. So this actually saved me some time. It didn't save me money. I ended up spending more money, but I literally got almost double the amount of tubs for like $200 more than it would have cost me to build the rack itself. And these are, they're professionally made ones. It's a lot lighter. There's 90 of them. I'm good on hatchling space for probably the next 2 or 3 years. And normally I don't really talk about how much I pay for something, but it was on Facebook, and a lot of the people that saw, that I got these know how much they cost. So I guess there's no real reason not to say it. This is one rack, so one rack is from here to here. It was $150. So I got all 3 of those for $450. And then that night I was thinking about it, and I was like, if I can get them, it would be a steal to be able to get, these. And I told him, if you have 3 of the sweater box racks, I'll take 3 of them when I come pick up the other ones. And originally he was like, no, I'm sorry, I don't. And then later that night he was like, hey, if I have 3 here for you, are you going to take them? And I was like, absolutely. So it was kind of a waiting game. I showed up and I was like, do you have 3? He was like, yeah, I do. Awesome. So got 3 of these. These are 15 tubs in each rack, so that's 45 sweater box tubs, which these are for your sub-adults. Obviously, once you move them out of the shoe boxes, you move them into here before you move them up to either 28 or 32 or 41, whatever you go with. And I mean, this 45 of them, these would pretty much be my holdbacks, the ones that I'm growing up for breeding. It's going to be 5 years before I fill this up with 45 holdbacks, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things where, from a business standpoint, it was just too good of a deal to pass up, even though I don't need all this space this year, probably not even next year. But, I have it in the future, and that's one of the things that, when I first got into it, I didn't really take into account what I'm going to need the next year, the year after that, and now I really, really do. So, like I said, this 3 years probably before I need more space, this probably 5. So, with the exception of adult racks, I'm good on racks for the next 3 to 5 years. Alright, so now that you guys have seen all the new equipment and all the stuff I've been changing, not actual snake related, I guess we'll talk about the breeding season. With the ball pythons, nothing's really changed. I'm still, plugging the males in, recording stuff. I mean, it's going good, but nothing yet. No eggs. Like I said, I always seem to miss ovulations. I'm pretty sure I've caught 1 or 2 of them, but we'll wait and see. I'm not super confident on the ones that I did see, but we'll see. I'm hoping for the ball pythons to at least have a clutch on the ground, by the end of this month, early next month, and then they'll just keep following. But again, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen that the carpet python finally laid. And here's the clip of me pulling the eggs and everything right now. Alright guys, first clutch of the season. First ever carpet python clutch. Looks good from what I can see so far, but let's get her pulled off and see what we end up with. Alright, let's get her. She is very, very alert and pissed off. That looks like a big clutch. Okay. Okay. That's a big clutch. Alright, come on. Come on. Alright, got her off. Alright, so we got her off, and this is a lot bigger clutch than I really thought it was going to be. Honestly, it's her first year. I think she's either 3 or 4 years old, and I was expecting like 10 or 12. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 22 or 23 eggs. That's like double what I was expecting. So let's get them taken out and put in an egg box. Okay, so while these tubs were like a really, really good deal, and it was something I don't regret it by any means, but personally, I wouldn't have went out and bought these racks brand new. They're not my style. I don't really like how they're designed, and these are the older ones. So these tubs are not like the plastic like this. They're like, I guess it's acrylic is what you would call it. So literally, if I drop this right now from here, this thing's gonna break to pieces. And that's the only downfall to this whole system, is that these tubs are very, very delicate. So if you drop one of them, you're pretty much screwed. You're gonna have to get another one if they even make them anymore, which I'm not sure. That's something I gotta look into. But yeah, I literally got up at like 7:30 on a Saturday and went, picked them up, brought them home, had them out in the other room over there, and came back in here, cleaned everybody, fed everybody, and then got started on these. I took all the tubs out of all of them, wiped the racks down, and then got started on the tubs. And that literally took me from 7:30 that morning, and I went through till, I don't know, probably 8 o'clock that night, and then started again the next day around 9 or 10 o'clock, and was working on it till probably 4. So, you know, again, this was kind of unexpected, and it literally took an entire weekend away from other projects. But, you know, it was definitely something I couldn't pass up. And, oh, another thing. When I originally got these ones, I was kind of on the fence about it. I didn't know if I want them, because I originally thought they were going to be equivalent to these, which are the 12, I think. They're either 12 or 15 cord, I don't remember. I think they're 12. Because I measured these ones, and they were almost the exact same as these, and then I realized I'm measuring the top of it. These taper down like that. So if you look at the bottom of this one versus this, that literally sits in there. So these tubs, the sweater box tubs, are probably about 1.5 inches wider and 2 inches deeper. So you actually would be able to house a snake a little bit longer in one of these than you would one of these. Normally I keep snakes to about 1,000 grams in these, maybe even a little bit longer depending on if they eat. Because I have one in here right now, my, which one is it? The Green Pastel Vanilla. She's probably 1,200 grams, and she's still in one of these tubs, because anytime I move her into a bigger tub, she completely stops eating. So, you know, got to do what you got to do with those. She's definitely going to get moved into here. I don't have this, none of these are up and running yet. I have to get a thermostat for them. But I think what I'm going to wait and do is I'm going to get one of those Hydroform ones that are like 30 bucks on Amazon, just to run one of these sweater box racks for right now. because I'm going to take anything that's in a 12 quart tub and move it into here. And the 12 quart tubs in this rack are going to go away completely. I'm going to replace them with 28 quart tubs. So I am going to gain 4 more slots for snakes that are too big for these, which is another good thing. So I'm going to do that, and I'll just have one of the cheap Hydrofarm ones run this one. I'm not going to need more than one right now. And hopefully they have the Herbstat 6 coming out. I know the people who sell it already have them, but hopefully they release it to the public, because I think they're coming out with that, and it's like $440 for the Herbstat 6. And what I was really hoping is that the Herbstat 4 was going to drop in price, but I talked to somebody who sells them, and they're like, no, they're not going to drop at all. So I was like, well, $400. I think they're $400 for the Herbstat 4, or $440 for the Herbstat 6. So I would like to wait till the Herbstat 6 comes out. Put the Herbstat 6 on the set of tubs, set of racks that are behind you, which would be all the 2 41 quart tubs that I have, the 32 quart tub, the carpet python, and the green tree, and hook them up with the Herbstat 6. And then I'll have one probe completely left over, so if I want to add something over there, I can. Or technically, I can run the 2 41 quart tubs off of the same probe, because they are same size, same amount of heat tape, all that stuff. So that's ideally what I want to do. And then I'm going to take the Herbstat 2 that I have running all my adult ball python racks, and have him have that thermostat run these. So that's what the plan is. Hopefully they release that before I start to get in the next, as long as they release it within the next 2 months, I'll be fine. If not, then I'll just get another Hydrofarm one until they do, to run this. Because now that I have 22 carpet python eggs in the incubator now, again, holy shit, I didn't think she was going to lay that many. I'm definitely going to need the space. So, yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Again, if you have not followed me on Instagram or Facebook, go do that. Links in the description. You'll know before anybody else who's not following me on those pages what's going on in here. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys.